Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sash. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Oh my goodness. Hello, and welcome back to the Smoke Sesh podcast. My name is Hannah, your host, as you guys already know, and I am having such, a lovely, wonderful spring day. I am feeling rejuvenated. I am feeling bright, sunshiny, pastel in my heart and mind, as you can tell from this beautiful two-piece set. Shout out Frankie's Bikinis for this one. You guys know how I feel about a two-piece set and making me feel put together, but I truly have been just indulging in all the spring things recently, and I feel like unfortunately, damn, they were right. Doing things that are good for you does make you feel, say it with me, good. It really does. This weekend, I honestly was planning on doing absolutely nothing. And then I was like, fuck it. It stopped raining for 2 days. The sunshine was out. The mud had dried up. And I was like, we're going to the tulip fields. There was a tulip field festival going on in middle of nowhere, Missouri. And there was only 2 days left in the festival. And it was like, all right, now or never. And last thing I wanted was FOMO from not going to the tulip festival. So I got my ass up. I got my ass out of bed. I curled my hair. I put on a cute outfit, and I got out in those tulips fields and had the best time ever, just frolicking, being in nature, being around fun other people who are just enjoying their time. If you're in the Kansas City metropolitan area, it's called KC Fun Farm. And yes, it is a fun farm. The tulips aren't blooming anymore, but they are open all summer, and they have a plethora of animals that you can feed. I fed cows, I fed sheep, I fed goats, I fed chickens, I fed mini horses. They had games and slides, and it's just a fun little thing to get out and about and enjoy the weather and kind of just get out of the city if you need to, because as you guys know, I love to get out of the city as many times as possible, honestly. But it was just so beautiful and such a great way to spend a day. They had the world's strongest strawberry cider, and me and my boyfriend chugged a glass and then went out into the tulip fields and went frolicking, and it was so beautiful. Those photos are going to be up as you're listening to this bright and early Tuesday morning on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. Also, I know you guys already follow the Instagram, and I don't mean to plug it. I just honestly do most of my announcements there, so it just makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm like, it's time. We should tease it a little bit. I'm coming out with something on 420, so stay tuned for that drop on 420. Just a little something that you guys really enjoyed in the past. No, it's not the pink fairy bongs. I fear that was a once in a lifetime opportunity, which I'm so thankful to have had. Canna Style is fantastic if you ever need any sort of bong. But something a little bit different, something a little fun, a little trinket, a little thing to keep on you, to keep yourself lucky, to keep yourself feeling full, and to also light up your life. That's as much as I'll say on that, but those will be dropping on 420. I'll make a post about it on my Instagram, so stay tuned for that. If you hear any of the questions on this podcast, if you're new to it, if you hear any of the call-ins and you're like, where the hell did she get these from? My Instagram, either through DMs or I upload a questionnaire every Sunday, which you can submit to. That's the main area that I look at questions, but I'm going to try and do as many questions today as possible if I stop yapping about my week. But lots of new fun things on there. As 420 approaches, I'm going to be posting fun little recipes. As you guys know, I love to do a recipe. I'll be making strawberry cheesecake wonton bites, deep fried strawberry cheesecake bites. And then also with the wontons, since you get so many different wrappers, I'm going to try and make homemade pizza rolls. So if you want to make those recipes will be up on Instagram later this week. The big special announcement on what I'll be dropping on 420, as well as me just sharing my life, my endeavors, and what I've been up to. And some beautiful photos from the tulip fields. Anyways, I woke up bright and early this morning, as you guys know, per usual, went out to the farm, went to go to my horseback riding lesson. And as soon as I got there, they were like, oh, the farrier's coming. All the horses are out. I was going horse to horse. And I was like, which one is this one? I've never seen this horse. Like, I know it's not new. I know I've definitely, like, I guess, seen her. But I haven't been, like, face to face with her. Who is this? They're like, oh, that's Xena. That's the one that's up for lease. And they were like, oh, yeah, were you interested in that? Didn't you say you were maybe interested in leasing this horse? And I was like, yeah, it's definitely something I've been thinking about. I definitely can't own a horse right now. I don't have horse money, babe, but I do have lease money, that's for sure. So I was like, yeah, it's something I'm interested in. Like, if you want to tell me about her quirks and who she is and all about her, then I'm down to hear it out. But I was already saddling up a different horse, Bella, my usual horse, and they were like, well, she's already out, you can just go ahead and saddle her up and ride her for your lesson. So I kind of got nervous for a second, and I get usually a little nervous before every ride just because it's like, who knows what's gonna happen. But I was like, oh, new horse, and also it's like testing a new car. It's like, all right, we gotta test all the buttons, all the things, let's see. And I knew she was a fantastic horse because the owner of the ranch, which has like 30 horses there, this was her personal horse. She has 2 personal horses, one of which is a little bit on the fatter side and also a little bit better for working. So she's like, I definitely want to keep that one, and I need to ride her. I just haven't had time to ride either of these horses. And the other one, which is fantastic, which she would love to keep, is not great for like trail rides with small children. Fantastic with like a really strong rider, fantastic in groups, fantastic for lessons, but just not great for, you know, what was working out there. But she really wanted to keep her, so she'd been leasing her to another girl, and then now, since the other girl was bought a different horse, is up for lease again or up for sale. So I was like, okay, you know, I'll test her out. She's beautiful. Xena for a Xena warrior princess. She is massive. She is so smooth. She's a Missouri Foxtrotter, darker horse. I don't know how else to describe it to you. I don't know the terms. I'm still very brand new to this. And lesson went just like so incredibly smooth. She definitely had some quirks that I had to work out with her, but she's lucky that I got a strong head too. I know how to put my foot down and make a horse listen at this point in time, and it went really well. Even the owner came out for a little bit and was watching me ride her. So afterwards I was like, all right, okay, horse is expensive. Horse equals expensive, duh, hello. But like, what are we looking at here? You know, I'm curious. I know there was other people who were possibly gonna lease her. There's like a little bit of a pecking order that has to go on. I know I'm new. I know I'm probably not the first option because of that. But like, what are the prices? And the prices she was telling me for boarding and all those things were things within my range. And she's so sweet. She's like, I'll also do lease to buy. So if you really like her, all the money that you put towards boarding, towards everything that would cost monthly leasing, I will also put towards the final cost of if you want to buy her at the end of the day or at the end of whenever you rack up enough money with this horse, which will not take long. She has a couple little things that need to be worked on, a couple little vet things or just like allergy things, but overall, like, fantastic, amazing horse. No wonder this was this lady's personal horse for like 8 years. And the people who own her are incredible horse trainers, so I know that I'm not getting myself into a position where I'm gonna have to deal with like a younger horse who's a little bit more fresh, who's a little bit more testy. Like, this is old, steady, reliable Xena. So I was like, okay, when do you need an answer? Like, do you need it tomorrow? She's like, hell no, girl. Like, you should not be buying a horse within a day or even committing like that within a day. Like, think it over. Take a month, get a couple more lessons in with her, take her out on the trails, do whatever, but take your time. She's like, at this point in time, I went out, I saw you ride her. I think, in my opinion, out of the 3 to 5 people who want to lease her, you are the best option. You guys work really well together, and, you know, you are able to work through her little habits, her little, you know, mare tendencies, which I don't blame her, girl. You know, I'd also be pissed if there was a bitch on my back trying to ride me. Like, I get it. She's like, honestly, I think you're a very strong rider. I think you are a fantastic fit for her. And at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and consider this your horse. No payment necessary, nothing. You feel it out. You test it out. You see how it goes. You work with your finances. She's like, I'm just going to go ahead at this point in time. This is your horse. You guys, what? What? Not me starting riding horses literally 8 months ago, and I'm like, I'm buying a horse. Well, I'm leasing, but not yet. Paperwork hasn't been signed. I still need to think it out. Essentially, the leasing that they do there is not like, oh, it's their horse and I'm just showing up every once in a while. She's like, you pay for boarding, you pay for everything that would everybody else would pay for their own horse. So that includes vet fees, that includes farrier, that includes you also buying your own saddle, you buying your own reins, which I respect because it's like, yes, like if I'm going to take on this responsibility, I need to take it on fully. But I also appreciate her being like, take your time. There really is no rush at all. Feel it out, see how it goes. But I might be a horse owner soon. Isn't that fucking crazy? I never would have expected this for myself a year ago. I never would have thought I would be in this position. But I followed my dreams. I got out there. I tested myself. I tried it out. And I'm so proud of myself for doing so, because now I'm in this position where not only am I kind of like gaining respect from people who have been in it for such a long time, but I'm trusted by them. They want to see me succeed. I want to see myself succeed. And I would just die to have my own horse and be able to go out there anytime I want, ride her on the trails, be out in nature, go into the arena, maybe even start doing barrels. Oh my God, dreams are coming true. So everybody collectively manifest. Thank you. I love you guys. And also join the Patreon or something. Like, please come support me any way you can. Support the 420 drop. Even just listening to this is enough support. I appreciate you guys being here every single week. It truly means the world to me and does make such a huge difference in my life. I try and make a huge difference in your guys' life in exchange. So I am just so thankful. And yes, I just wanted to share that exciting news with you all. I don't know if you guys are into horses, or some of you guys have been like, I started volunteering because of you. I started taking lessons because of you. It has just been such a magical experience in my life. And I want everybody who is interested, I get if it's not your cup of tea, to get out there and experience it if they can, because it has truly changed my life for the better. It's made me a much more confident person. It's made me, much more decisive in my life. It's made me much more excited about life. Time flies by because I'm always looking forward to the next opportunity that I get to ride. And yeah, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And then I'll be able to vlog more, because when I'm at lessons, it's like, I gotta be on it. Speaking of vlogging, I have been staying up to date with my weekly vlogs. All right. I've been hustling and bustling. You guys, trust me, I'm trying to put as much content out there as I can for you guys. But if you want to watch the weekly vlogs, you can watch them at Hannah Marlene 444 on YouTube. Different than the podcast YouTube. This past week, I just kind of like got stoned and made crafts. I felt like, what better than to just get high and make crafts? I made some necklaces. It was super fun just to kind of like get crafty and like easy crafts and just like yap. It was just such a good time. So if you want to go have a little craft and yap sesh with me, you can watch that there. And with next week being 420, next week will be a super fun 420 vlog where I do all of my favorite things all in one vlog. I can't wait to share it with you guys. But with that being said, I think that's all I have really to update you guys on. 420 drop, fun, new, exciting things if you want to support me. New photos, new recipes up on Instagram. Patreon if you want to support me. I post a lot on Patreon. I really try to make it worth your $4 or $7, or maybe it's like $9 is the highest tier. I really try and make sure your money is, if it's being spent, is worth it. There's nothing worse, especially in this economy, than like, yes, I'll put $5 towards something, and then it's like, wow, the return on that was absolutely $0 out of the 5. It's so frustrating, and I know that as a consumer, so I really do try and keep that in mind for you guys, and especially with the next drop coming up, I try and keep that in mind always. But thank you guys so much for the support endlessly. I do appreciate you guys showing up every single week to hang out with me. It makes my life. It really does. I have such a good time with you guys, just kikiing and smoking and having a blast. What's better than just hanging out with the girls and the honorary girls too. I don't care what's in your pants. Okay. If you're listening to this podcast, you're an honorary girl. Me chugging my Celsius. Okay. With that being said though, enough yapping. Let's get into your guys' questions because there's a lot that I want to go over. So I think I'm going to do kind of like a question roulette. Not even roulette, just like let's get as many done as possible. Someone said, not a question, but I was trimming my bush and fucked up a cut and had to go bald. No, baddie down. Oh my God, my puss has not been bald in about, I don't know. Let's go 8 years. I'm not even kidding. I feel like when I first started shaving, I would just shave everything off because it was so much easier. But once I discovered how to maintain a bush, which is pretty much just shaving around it and trimming it down, it's the way to go. But even if I fucked her up, I'd probably just leave a landing strip just because I would feel like a naked mole rat without it. Not that I'm calling you that. Love you, queen. It'll grow back literally faster than you ever could have imagined. I don't know what it is about the hair down there that grows back 10 times faster than any other hair on my body. My armpits probably grow the slowest. I shave my armpits like once a month. But down there, oh my God, I gotta shave like twice a week. If that, if I'm feeling extravagant, I'll go twice a week. But oh my God, baddie down for real. I thought that question was going somewhere else. I thought it was going to be like, and I accidentally cut a lippy, because I've been there, especially when I was first learning how to shave. Oh my God, the worst. If I got like a cut or a nick down there, I'd be out for the count. Out. And I can't believe women, okay, love you, love women, bravest of us all, truly, honestly. I cannot believe we give birth. I'm like no girl, we, not that I have, but who knows, we give birth and that shit tears open. Oh my God, we need to be worshipped. We need to be worshipped and prayed to and treated much better than we are, because the way we're able to create life and then go through like the most traumatic experience ever to bring it into the world and then just like pretend like nothing happened and then raise it for 18 years. Oh my God, mothers, you deserve the world. I know Mother's Day is coming up. Everybody send your mother flowers, tell them I love you if they were a good mother. But props to us, truly props to us. Advice on it: hating the city you live in but loving your job and that's why you stay. Ooh, you know what, I was at a point there with Kansas City where I was like, I hate this fucking place. I hate this fucking place. I need to go. I talk about California a lot, but if I'm going to move to California, it's got to be like, I have to be like very confident in why and where and who and what and all the questions. I'm a person who has to go over every single question, every single situation before I commit. And that is a fault of mine because sometimes overthinking is the problem. Acting is truly how you discover and how you know and grow and understand. But I just am not in a place where I'm ready to up and move my life across the country quite yet. I would do it for a fantastic opportunity, but it's like the things that I'm doing here would just be the same things I'm doing there. It's just a different environment. And so I was like, all right, what am I going to do? Stay here and stay miserable and horrible and evil and awful because I'm upset at like the city I'm in? Or do I try and see it from a new perspective? See it from a new lens? And listen, you're thinking Kansas City. Oh, who knows what you're thinking? Probably unglamorous, and you're probably correct in that aspect. I just spent so much time here that I feel like I was doing the same things over and over and over again, or on the flip side, doing nothing. And that's why I hated it. I needed to start building new experiences. I needed to start seeing it in new perspectives. I needed to go try new food. I needed to go to new areas. I felt like I had lived a full life here and it treated me well, but I felt like I outgrew it. And then I was like in this weird limbo phase of like, I hate where I am and I hate, that I'm here and I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm not going to move. So I need to, for survival, I need to learn to love it. So what did I start doing? Started taking horseback riding lessons. I was like, fuck it. If I'm going to be here, let's just try new things. I don't care what it is. It could be hiking. It could be ATVing. It could be a motorcycle club. It could be a paint and sip. I don't give a fuck. It was like, I just need to try new things and see new sides of where I am. So hopefully I can learn to love it a little bit more. I also need to get out of my house more often. I felt like I had done everything and then I stayed inside for too long and it was like, okay, well, the 3 years you stayed inside, bitch, so much has opened. So many new things has happened. So many different opportunities are presenting themselves. Go out, go experience, go try new things. It's so easy as humans to kind of get in our favorite rotation of things. It's like, all right, eat, sleep, work, favorite restaurant once a week, maybe, hang out with the same friends. And that gets very redundant. It gets very boring. Your brain wants new stimuli, new experiences. So I started kind of challenging myself. All right, one new coffee shop a week, or one new restaurant a week, or just like going on a walk in a new park, figuring out new little trails to go explore, taking a new route to work. So I'm not seeing the same things every single day. And I really put that into practice over the winter as like a survival tactic because I couldn't really be outside as much. And it really has flipped how I see this city. Is it my dream city? No. Is it the place that I'm going to live for the rest of my life? Probably fucking not. But do I now enjoy my life more? And am I taking more opportunities? And am I appreciating the world around me a little bit more? Yes, absolutely. That's why I was so adamant about getting to the tulip fields. I was like, oh, I could stay in bed and just do what I usually do, doom scroll and not experience life. And it was like, okay, miserable. Get up, put on a cute outfit. Yes, you will feel good in that cute outfit. Go out into the flowers, go frolic, go experience a new farm that you've never been to. And guess what? I had a blast. I had an exciting time, and it brought new life, new energy, new joy to the place that I do currently live in. So you love your job. Job's important. Money's important. Unfortunately so. But you hate your city. That's okay. Have you given it a fair shot? Have you maybe tried everything that you thought you might like and now you need to try new things? Do you need to switch up your routines? Do you need to get maybe 30 miles outside of the city? See something a little bit further? These are the questions I'd be asking myself. New hobbies, new friends, new whatever. You need newness. And there's always newness to find wherever you are. I promise you. I thought I had done every fucking thing in this city. I have been in this city since I was 13 years old. Whether I was supposed to be here or not. I would literally run away from the suburbs, from the country, hitch a ride out to the city, spend like a weekend here, crash at my brother's place on his couch, do everything I possibly could the worst way possible. And it kind of like ruined the experience. I was like, damn, I feel like I've ran this city dry. And there's always new things to discover. That's something I'm always learning. You think you know it all. You never do. You never do. And no one likes a know-it-all, you know? No one likes somebody who's like, oh, I've done that. It's like, okay, cool. Well, maybe you need to try something else now. And I'm talking to me personally. Like, I just get so stubborn. It's like, bitch, have some fun. Relax. Chill. Go experience life. Were our parents right? Is smoking weed every day making me boring and lazy? Oop. Did my mom submit this question? Here's the thing. And here's the answer to every question you could possibly submit. Maybe. Maybe the weed is making you boring and lazy. And that's okay. I mean, isn't that kind of why we smoke weed in the first place? Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. I'm not picking up a joint going, wow, I can't wait to fill out an Excel spreadsheet and do math. That's for fucking sure. Definitely not. Am I picking up a joint, smoking it, and going, ooh, I cannot wait to do engineering work? Hell no. I'm picking up and I'm smoking a joint and going, I want to relax and slow my fucking brain down and chill out. Okay, we talked about last week being a productive stoner. It's possible, but there's limitations to everything. To understand your experience with something, you have to understand that thing's true purpose. I mean, weed is meant to chill you out. Weed is meant to relax you. Weed is meant to make you a little bit lazy and dissociative. So don't do it at times that you don't want to be that way. You know, it's a very simple, exchange of energy. Same thing with drinking. It's like, am I going to take a shot before I have to go drive my car? Hell no. That's the last thing I'm going to be fucking doing. Am I going to go drink a cocktail or 8 before I have to go horseback riding? No, I need my full brain intact to make those decisions. So I won't be doing it in situations that it is unnecessary. And you should probably question yourself when you're using substances in situations where you shouldn't be. Period, point blank. Okay. So yeah, maybe it is making you lazy, dissociative, all the things people like to say about weed, because at the end of the day, I mean, that's kind of what it's for. I'm smoking weed so I can chill out and not be such a bitch all the time. But also, I'm not smoking weed when I need my brain to be on, when I need to be thinking, when I need to be doing things that are important, that require full cognition. I'm not going out and having cocktails when I need to, be on, be aware, be doing things that are serious, have my full brain intact. I'm having a cocktail on a patio on a warm summer day when I have absolutely fucking nothing to do afterwards. I'm smoking weed maybe in the afternoon when I have nothing else going on other than maybe laundry or dishes or vacuuming my house and chilling out. So maybe our parents were right. Maybe they were. And maybe I didn't need to be smoking weed at 11 a.m. or let's actually say 7:30 a.m. before I went into history class in high school. That did not need to be happening. Not at all. No. And they were right. It was making me lazy and boring. But also that's the point. So do it when it's necessary. Do it when it makes sense. And I think that will help with that difficult relationship balance that people might have with substances. That's kind of how I've always thought about it. And that's what's made substances and when to use them and when to know if it's right much easier on me. And listen, I love to indulge, but I'm not eating 8 gummies and going out in public. I will have a panic attack and I will make it everybody's problem.
Hi, Hannah. I wanted to say that you've had such a big impact on my life that I'll be forever grateful for, honestly. And I wanted some advice on getting into rave culture when you have no friends to go with. I don't know if that hold me back, though. I don't know if that hold me back. Any advice would be greatly appreciated.
Hey, baddie. Happy to have you here. Okay, I guess this is great considering Coachella just happened, and I've been seeing a lot of discourse on Coachella, and I've never been to a Coachella, but still festival, rave, concert etiquette. I feel like people have been complaining so hard about Coachella this season because of the lack of etiquette. And I don't think that comes from rave culture. I think that comes from just like the general people who go there. Because with rave culture, it is all about community. It is all about making sure everybody has a good time, in my opinion. I mean, plur is plur for a reason. Peace, love, unity, respect. But going to concerts, going to raves, anything like that, I actually have always done alone. Of course, occasionally I'd convince a friend to go, or, I'd convince my boyfriend to go, or whatever it was. But usually, most of the time, if I'm going to a concert or a rave, it was me alone doing it. So let me give you some tips and tricks to going to a concert alone. First of all, safety, of course. Don't do any drugs. Do not get super fucking drunk. Have fun. Make sure you have like a safe way to get there and get home. Make sure somebody knows where you are. Don't accept drinks from strangers, blah, 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 blah. Safety's good. Safety's good to know. But usually, these are controlled environments, controlled spaces. Safety is going to be thought of before you even get there, thank God, by the people working it. But still, just be careful, be aware of your surroundings, be kind to people around you. Now, concerts are a great place to go and feel so fantastic because everybody's usually there to have a good time. Even if you're going to the most hardcore punk show where they're throwing elbows and fists and breaking collarbones, it's like a girl's leaving with a broken collarbone going, that was the most fun I've ever had. Because they wanted to do it. They wanted to be there. They know that's an option. That's a possibility of happening when people are windmilling around the pit. Okay. Of course, it's not the ideal experience. But, it's like people are usually there to have a good time, enjoy their space, make connections, make friends. So I think it's always a great place to go, even if you're alone, as long as you spark up conversations with people around you. Even just like, hey, I like your shirt. And then that starts sparking up a conversation. You're like, yeah, I'm here alone. Is it okay if I like kick it with you here, like in the pit? Like, I'm not going to move anywhere else. Is it cool if I stand next to you and just like chit chat in between like the opener and maybe after the show show. Maybe you go to afters with them, whatever it may be. But like, don't be afraid to spark up conversation. And my favorite way to spark up conversation is through a compliment. It really neutralizes the environment where you're entering the conversation in a positive way, and it shows you're a positive person, and people are more inclined to, chit chat with you. I really am pro doing, anything alone, but I think a concert, a show, a festival, a rave really is the best way to experience being alone, because the probability of you leaving with a new bestie is very, very high. Like I said, safety. I think the biggest issue when it comes to rave culture is the prevalence of drugs. It was a big problem for me. I got way too into Molly in a very bad, unhealthy way. If you can do it without drugs, that's probably how I would encourage you to do it. I obviously do it now without drugs, and I'll just drink a little bit. If I'm there, I'll have a little cocktail, a little vodka Red Bull, whatever it is. Maybe a little Red Bull before I go in. If I want to stay sober, maybe smoke a little weed, keep it chill, keep it light, keep it funky, keep it fresh. But that's where you see it becoming maybe a little bit more unhealthy, is the drug usage that is prevalent at any sort of concert or show. I have a lot of friends who go sober, and I think it's so important to at least go to some shows sober, because you got to be there for the community aspect. You got to be there for the experience of it all. You got to be there and remember it the next day. It's so important to do so. Yeah, I love concerts. I love festivals. I love raves, because everybody's there for a good time, especially if you're in the pit or the front. Like, everybody's there to enjoy their time, enjoy their space. And of course, there's a couple bad eggs. There's going to be people shoving their way through the crowd. There's going to be people who are rude, who are mean, whatever. If you don't like it, the best thing you can do is just not confront it. Someone else will probably do that, and hopefully it's security. Best thing you should do is just move spaces. Protect your peace of mind, protect your environment, your space. It's not worth getting into a fight or possibly getting kicked out. If they want to be an asshole, let them be an asshole, but don't ruin your night over it. But raves were really healing for me as an individual who was very insecure and never got to let their freak flag fly, because the freakiest, wildest, craziest people are going to raves. They're going there for a good time. They're wearing very little clothing. They're very body positive. They're covered in glitter. They're there to dance and have a good time and enjoy the 3 hours that the show is, and stare into lasers. How are you not going to have a good time? You know what I mean? Go there, wear something you feel confident and comfortable in, show up, make conversation, stay safe, and really just try and have the best time ever. I think you will. I really am glad I had my rave phase, outside of the drug addict phase that very subsequently came after. But I really enjoyed my rave phase because it taught me a lot about confidence, body positivity, building community, and just being comfortable in my own skin. The rave community is very pro community and just acceptance. And I think it's a really great place to be if you need a little bit of that, an extra dose of peace and understanding. So I hope you have so much fun, and I hope you enjoy your time there, and I hope you make a new bestie. But yeah, I always went to raves and concerts in general, always alone, because what, am I gonna miss the show? Hell no. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna get in line, I'm gonna spark conversation with the person in front of me and the person behind me. One of them will stick. One of them will be all right, bitch, you're kicking it with us. So yeah, have fun. What is your stance on holistic health and living with the land? Oh, babe, I'm ready to homestead any second, but I am not ready to homestead in an Nara Smith way. I do believe in science, and I'm not a Mormon, so keep that in mind. I am pro holistic health, and I'm pro living with the land, but also, we are, thank God, in a time with modern day science and medicine, and sometimes, most of the time, you're going to need science and medicine. Little cold, little cough, little sniffle. Yeah, I'm going to have a little tea mixture, herbal mixture that I can sip on with some local honey, and it's going to heal that. I'm going to get through it much faster. Absolutely. Yes. If I have breast cancer, I'm going to go get radiation and chemo. There's got to be a balance to it there. Love living with the land, too, because I think as technology advances, we're becoming very disconnected with the land. We're becoming very disconnected with nature, disconnected with animals. And I think what makes us human is our connection with the land and animals. So it's good to have a balance there where you're not taking everything for granted, because that's really the main issue there, is we're just taking the earth for granted and sucking up all the resources and using and abusing. Mother Earth, you deserve not us humans, that's for sure. So I do think being aware and being more present in our position with the earth is so important, and having respect there. But also I understand, like, I'm not going to be able to grow all of my vegetables and herbs and fruit and berries, and I'm probably going to have to go to the grocery store to get some of those, you know? I'm going to try and get, like, as, you know, healthy as possible, as local as possible. But also, like, not everybody has the money or the opportunity to do so. And truly, whatever you can get at the end of the day is matters, as long as you can eat and feed yourself and your children and whatever you are. I'm not going to judge you there. Like, everybody's in a different position. But yeah, I do want to kind of be more with the land, thus me about to lease a horse. And I want to be more connected with nature. And yeah, I want to get a little more holistic by learning about local plants. I'm actually taking a class this summer. It's just like a one-off class about learning local plants that grow in Missouri and Kansas, any sort of the plains area, that can be used for medicinal purposes or teas. There's a small little tea company that I'm going to go take a class with, just because I'm curious, you know. We kind of forget about the earth a lot, especially being so online and so you know, just connected to technology. But I don't want to be, I think about this a lot. I don't want to be one of those Wall-E characters that are in space, like 800 goddamn pounds, floating around on those little chairs, typing on their computers, completely disconnected. I don't want to be that Wall-E person with like a big gulp attached to my neck. That's not who I want to be. Okay, I still want to be a well-rounded individual. Yeah, I'm going to scroll on TikTok for maybe 30 minutes a day. Okay, yes, I'm going to take pictures of myself and upload them on Instagram. Yes, I'm going to have a podcast. Yes, I'm going to enjoy technology, but I'm not going to let technology take away from me. That's kind of like my big balancing moment. So yeah, I do love holistic health. I do love nature, but there's balances to everything, you know? It's like this horse. This horse has allergies. It's like the main issue that she was really trying to hone in with me. Like, you really got to take care of any sort of bites or skins, fly bites especially. But she gets 2 supplements. One is a spirulina powder, which is fantastic for her allergies, I guess. So that's one thing. So that's a holistic option. She's like, she also gets 20 Zyrtec. I'm like, oh, okay. So there is a balance to everything. You know, a little nudge, a little help from a natural, but also knowing when to invest in science, because science is so important. Please, science is real. Please believe in science. Shout out to the squad who just went around the moon. That's so cool. Love it. Question for you today. This is so funny. If you had to go anywhere, no, not anywhere. Sorry, you have 2 options. You have to pick one. Would you go to outer space or the bottom of the ocean? Ooh. Me and my boss were talking about the moon landing, and I was like, would you go to space? He's like, hell no. I was like, okay, now you have 2 options here. Space or the bottom of the ocean. Me, I'm going to space. I'm going to space immediately. I don't know what's down at the bottom of the ocean, except for darkness and like massive squids. I don't need to be there. I don't think we're supposed to be at the bottom of the ocean. I don't think we're supposed to be there as humans. Space, we've been there. I can go there, you know? I'm not an ocean gal, you know? I love the ocean. I love getting about 3 feet in it. Anything else, I'm like, oh, honestly, I'm good. I think I'm supposed to be on land. I don't even think I'm supposed to be in the air, just on land. Tips on how to mentally deal with seeing my evil, cheating ex in public all the time. Oh, girl, get even. Get even. I know karma is one thing, but like, fuck it. If you're seeing him all the time in public, I'm not against a little sabotage. I'm not. Okay, let's get crazy. Let's give some unhealthy advice here for a second. I know I usually try and stay as healthy as possible, but where's the fun in that? I'm curious on where you're seeing him. I'm assuming out at bars, considering he's evil and cheating, and people who evil and cheat love to go to clubs and bars and see who their next victim will be. So here's what I would do. My boyfriend cheated on me and then was like going out all the time. I would also go out, because there's no reason you need to stay inside because the devil is running rampant. Okay, you just kind of have to become your own sort of angel, which means if you see him, this is crazy. And it's kind of a waste of time, but fuck it, we got time. We got so much time to live. if you see him like go up to a girl and you see it go well, and then maybe he walks off to go to the bathroom, maybe he like, goes off to get them drinks at the bar or something, you should go up to that girl and you should be like, this is so evil Gemini of me. Okay, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Which one's the bad one? Someone tell me. I'm sure someone's reading that book right now. I think it's Mr. Hyde. You should go up to her and you should be like, hey girl, I saw you talking to him, and as somebody who just like really wants to make sure like the situation of what's going on, I just want to let you know he has been giving STDs to all of the girls across town, to the point where he has his own dedicated Facebook page where all the girls who have gotten an STD from him are coming together and they're actually putting together a class action lawsuit. So I just don't want you to be a part of that, because I've heard it's something that they like can't get rid of. So I just wanted to give you a warning before you fully commit. I'm just trying to look out for you, girl. I just saw him walk up to you and I didn't want to say anything at first, but is that bad? That's bad. You shouldn't do that. But like, I'm laughing at the idea of that situation. Sabotage. If you see him leave his wallet on the table, take it and like go give it to the bouncer and be like, I think someone lost this. If anything that's happening, go up to the DJ booth and like be dancing up on the DJ booth and be like, can you give me a shout out? It's my birthday. And you're like, do shout out to Miss Hannah Marlene in the house. It's like, yes, you'll never forget about me. You're like, oh, I keep running into him and it's ruining my day. You gotta switch it around. He keeps running into me and it's ruining his day. Okay, own that space. Take it over, because you're a hot girl. I know you can. All right. If he's talking to a girl, go steal the girl. Hey girl, oh my god, I love your vibe. Come dance with me. All of a sudden he's at the bar getting them drinks. Just kidding. No, you're dancing with his bitch. It's kind of a waste of time, but like I said, we got time to waste. Fuck it. You can get a little evil. I'm pro getting evil if it's necessary. And I hate that like he's in all the spaces that you want to go to. That's no fun, okay? Claim that space, claim that energy. You deserve to be there too, girl. Make him uncomfortable, make him leave. As Gemini season slowly approaches, I find myself getting a little more evil. I do like it though, because it's like sometimes I'm too nice. Can we talk about being too nice? I don't know, as a woman or whatever, as they say. I just feel like I was raised to be very aware of people's emotions and feelings and everything going on at every possible point in time, but never about myself. I was actually, I feel like, taught, and this doesn't have anything to do with my parents, just as like a social conditioning of just being a woman in the world. I feel like I was taught to mostly ignore how I'm feeling and always be there for other people. That's why I went into nursing. I was like, I'm good at it, obviously, so I could definitely help people instead of helping myself. And then I finally was like, nah, fuck it. I'm dropping out of nursing school. I need to take care of me. I need to focus on me. I need to get a little evil. I need to get a little selfish. I'm too nice, okay? Sometimes being too nice is a downfall. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be nice. You should be nice. At the end of the day, you should be nice, but also there's a point in time where the niceness has got to go, where it's like, but they don't deserve my niceness. They don't deserve my kindness. They've broken my heart. They've cheated on me. They lied. They've stabbed me in the fucking back. They don't deserve nice me. Okay? So it's okay to let the nice girl act go every once in a while and be evil. I'm pro evil girl around here. What to do when everything in life is going wrong, TBH? Ooh, this is hard. This is hard because it's like mental breakdown central, and as you should. No one's telling you to keep it together. I'll tell you that. I'll give you permission. Okay, actually, maybe society is telling you to keep it together. But when you're on the brink, babe, sometimes you just gotta jump, and not like jump like unhealthily. I don't mean like in a bad way. I mean like when you're on the edge of like, do I start sobbing or not? You gotta sob. You gotta sob it out. You gotta feel those emotions fully. You gotta have that crying on the kitchen floor moment. And then it'll give you the space to be like, okay, I got those heavy emotions and those feelings out of the way. I don't feel like I'm holding something inside of me locked behind a cell door. I actually have freedom to then kind of be at peace and not so emotional and think clearly and think fully and move forward. So yes, when things are going wrong, I'm going to tell you what. It's okay. Have the mental breakdown. It's all right. Don't make bad decisions. But if you need to go home early or take a day off, take a mental health day, love, and cry the fuck out of your eyes and order $80 of sushi. Maybe that is a bad decision, but whatever. In the grand scheme of things, not the worst decision you could make. And I don't know, like sob on the shower floor for 4 hours until the hot water runs out. It's my favorite thing to do. Then do it. It's necessary. It needs to happen. And honestly, I feel like, I mean, back in the day, my life used to be one long mental breakdown. And then I got a hold of my life and realized, wow, I don't have to do that to myself every single day just because I'm comfortable in it. And I can look for better. I will, I don't mean to jinx myself here, but I will notice, I'll be like, I haven't cried in a while. And the universe will be like, oh, you said you haven't cried in a while? Okay, here's 8 different things going wrong. Good luck. Now you get a good cry sesh. So you have to have the cry sesh. You got to get it off your chest, feel it out, release those emotions so you have more mental room and mental capacity to then move forward. I also kind of love when everything goes wrong, because when you are at the deepest, darkest place, when everything is going wrong, every choice you make, even if it feels like the wrong choice, kind of like in equal opposition will go right. Do you know what I mean? I know. Okay, let me get into the logistics of this. Okay, let me get serious about this. When everything is going wrong, I'm think everything's going wrong, or you're at the deepest, darkest, lowest place you could possibly be, and you're like, well, you can't get deeper than here. You can't get lower than here. More things can't go wrong. When everything is going wrong, more things can't go wrong, okay? And I like to think it comes in threes. You also hear when it rains, it pours. So keep that in mind. There's also like a balance to things usually. But when you're at that place where it's like, I'm in the bottom of the pit, babe, there's only up. And I think that's kind of freeing in a sense, where you're like, all right, well, everything's bad, everything's horrible, everything's awful, world's on fire around me, meme of the dog drinking coffee and the house is on fire. Okay, but also on the flip side, the choices I make, even if I decide to make crazy fucking choices, if I decide to like 360 my life completely right now, if I decide to look up, if I decide to make a change, if I decide to do something, the probability of that thing going right is like 100%. Okay, I will say that. 99.8%. 99.8% chance that shit will go right. So there is that freedom. I do think to make the right choice, whether it's like, I lost my job, lost my car, boyfriend broke up with me, fucking everything's going wrong, bills, money, bills, and I'm ugly, and I'm chopped. Just kidding. But like when you hit that point, you need to have that mental breakdown. You got to get those emotions out of you. You got to get like a clear, calm. There's like a euphoria you feel after like a good cry sesh, where it's like almost that like orgasmic spot you hit in meditation, where your brain is like so empty and clear in a beautiful way, that then you'll be able to go, well, what do I have to lose? Let me apply for that new fucking job I never thought I'd get. And let me apply to 8 of them. Why not? Let me show up to that interview I wasn't going to go to because I don't think I'm qualified. Fuck it. What do we have to lose? Okay, let's sign up for that apartment that I really want and I know I can afford, but they're really picky about people. Fuck it. What do I have to lose? Let me sign up for grad school. Fuck it. What do I have to lose? Let me go lease a horse. Fuck it. What do I have to lose? Well, all right. But you see what I'm saying? So there's a beauty there. You'll get to that spot where you're like, all right, the beauty's there. You'll find it eventually, but you gotta release the demons a little bit. You gotta let them loose. Not on people, not on places, not on things, not on yourself. Just in a safe environment, almost as if you're in a padded cell. Release those demons. Scream it out, cry it out, whatever you gotta do. You'll hit the place where you will go, you know what? I don't give a fuck anymore. Let's look up, just so we can garner a little bit of hope. Let's put ourselves out there. Let's do the random thing we've been meaning to do. Let's try this thing. Let's do this thing. Let's sign up for this. Let's for any sort of opportunity for things to go right. I promise you, one of those things will go right. 99.8%. Okay, guarantee it. Rock bottom. Me and rock bottom, we know each other well, so trust. If there's anybody who's going to tell you about rock bottom, and know it and know how it works, it's me. And these are things I also remind myself of when I am in these points where I'm like, do I lose my mind and literally go to the psych ward for the rest of my life or jail? Or do I like randomly out of spite and hatred for being in a bad place, do I look at my biggest dreams and go, fuck it, let's try it? That's the place you want to be.
Hey mama, and hey to my bud if you happen to recognize my voice. He introduced me to the pod and has not missed a Tuesday in several years. But I'm going to give a quick Reddit intro of myself. I am 21 as of late December. I am in college. I have a job. I have a great support system. And that pertains to what is going on. I believe in the past you have mentioned that you went to a mental hospital. If you haven't, I'm sorry for spreading fake news, but that did just happen to me. And at the stage that I am in my life right now, I am able to kind of have a halt in school and work so I can really focus on healing, because I kind of push it off for too long, but that is really not important right now. I have experienced medical therapy, and I know you have too, and it helps. However, I really enjoy the same things as you, as like, you know, going outside. And like, you interact with horses. I love interacting with my rotund orange cat, Oscar. Love that man to death. But I kind of want some advice. I've been journaling for a bit. I've been getting off my phone, but I think I can do a lot more. And you have a lot of experience. So thank you.
You're so cute. I'm so proud of you for getting the help you need. And shout out to you and your bestie for being avid listeners. Happy to have you here. Also, take note. Perfect call-in. Crisp, clear, can hear what they're saying. Quick little Reddit intro of background information. Let's get into it. Like, I love. Perfect. Okay, so like I said, proud of you for getting help. It's okay to take a pause. It's okay to take a pause. I think some people, especially with like how fast life goes and how like, you know, intense it can be, especially college, work, job, home, like, whoa, it's a lot to keep up with. Sometimes you have to take a pause. And if you don't take that pause, things will get very, very bad. I've learned better to take a pause and then catch up later than not take your pause and crash and burn. So I'm proud of you for getting the help you need and doing what you need to do. Yeah, once you come out of the mental institution, okay, we'll talk about institution. I need a hoodie that's like, instead of Harvard, it's like mental health institution. Graduate, top of her class. They, of course, are going to have you in therapy. Talk therapy is so important. I did a lot of talk therapy when I got out of the mental hospital, just because I really needed that, and it is very helpful, especially when you're struggling and maybe it's like you have a lot of contradicting opinions around you. Having a professional who truly wants the best for you but also keeps it professional is important. So it's good to have that. I'm glad you have a cutie little animal to lean on. I lean on Danger hard. I had him peak mental institution. It was like, he's the only one I'm holding on to. Well, at least you got someone to hold on to, okay? Important. I love that you're like walking, you're trying new things, you're doing new things. That's important, because not only will it help you learn more about yourself, it'll also keep you busy. It'll keep your mind from, instead of like running down dark paths, it'll keep it on positive, uplifting ones, because you're doing things that are dosing you with serotonin, positive serotonin, okay? Going on a walk, getting some sunshine on your face. Maybe going to a little workout class, whether it's like maybe a little yoga situation or Pilates or going on a run. That seems like a lot, especially post mentee B. So I don't blame you for being like, you know, I'm not running 11 miles. I get you. At least a walk is fantastic. 10,000 steps a day. That's been my new goal. I've realized I'm not walking enough. At least 10,000 steps a day. I think also if therapy is like, okay, journaling might be really fantastic for you. I love journaling and like allowing myself to really just run through my feelings, run through my emotions, and get them out of my head and onto a page. And also goal setting and dreaming. When I was at a place that was like deep, dark, bottomless pit, it was because I didn't have any goals or dreams. And it's okay if your dreams feel unachievable. That's what dreams are for. It's okay if you're like, I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to move to France. It's like, okay, cool. Well, we got something to work towards. We got something to look forward towards. It's important to have those dreams, have those things in mind, so then it keeps you moving forward. Because when you come out of that place that's kind of like, whoa, we had to pause, then you kind of play the catch-up game, which is okay. There's no need to run after stopping. That's going to be really hard on your body and your brain. It's okay to like take your time working your way back into life and kind of like figuring it out, and maybe getting back into a good work routine or home life routine, or getting back into a good school routine, whatever it may be. All right, take your time getting there. But once you get there, that's when you start implementing things that are like working towards your dreams. Sometimes school is working towards your dreams. Sometimes hobbies are working towards your dreams. Hobbies are so important also as like a mental break from the load that life gives you, such as like work, school, things that you have to do. So maybe pick up some fun little hobbies you never would have thought of. Ceramics, painting, drawing, jewelry making, crafting, getting into horses, getting into working with animal shelter, maybe. Who knows? Building an aquarium. I don't know what it is, but I know something's piquing your interest. Now is the time to slowly start dipping your toe in, because that's what'll give you the will to live. That's what'll give you the will to live. Work, no, it's not going to give you the will to live. I fear it quite actually does the opposite unless you have the perfect job. School, yeah, no, definitely not going to give you the will to live. Once again, does the exact opposite because they're pushing you as hard as possible. So, I'm very pro will to live, and I find that personally through hobbies, activities, things that stimulate either my mind or my spirit or my soul. Okay, it's good to get into that flow state, that routine. Take your time getting back on track. Once again, I'm proud of you for taking that pause, because everybody's gonna have to take a pause eventually. Everybody, no matter how mentally stable, they will eventually have a crash and burn moment where they have to take a pause. So I'm proud of you for knowing what you need and doing accordingly. Take your time getting back on track. Keep leaning into those coping mechanisms. It's probably what they called them. Coping mechanisms, whether it's therapy's great, maybe some journaling when you're not in therapy. So then when you are in therapy and you eventually sit down and go, what the fuck do I talk about? I feel fine. You open your journal, you have your things to talk about. Love on your cat as much as possible, and maybe start leaning into one new activity or hobby that you can work into your routine, gives you something to look forward to, gives you something to help dissociate from life too, also while you're doing it, and invigorates that part of your brain that gets you to dream more, to look forward more, to keep moving forward. That's you got to kind of like train your brain and that brain muscle of move forward, look forward, dream. I talk about dreaming and I talk about that so much because it's like I didn't do that, and it truly is what almost killed me. So if I can encourage you to dream or to, have a healthy hobby that gets you to get excited about life, no matter what it is, there's no embarrassing hobby. Okay, I saw a video last night that was like people with RC cars. They do RC car climbing on big hills, like teeny tiny little RC cars you can buy at like, I don't know, any sort of grocery store, and then they'll like just get together and they'll drive them up a hill. And it was like them doing that, and then like a run club stopping to watch them. I don't care what your hobby is. You could be playing with lightsabers for all I care. As long as it's important to you, makes you have the will to live, then you should be doing it. And if you don't know what that is yet, try new things. It's okay if you don't like them, but you would be surprised by what you do like. I love you. And thank you for listening. I hope I was able to keep you company along the way, and I hope you feel better now, are doing better now, and I know you're going to move forward onto a bright and beautiful path. So I'm proud of you for getting the help you need. How do I become more secure? When my confidence fluctuates, I think people don't like me. Well, yeah, you don't think people like you because you don't like yourself. That's a big thing. When I When I get insecure and I'm like in a room of people or anything, or even like if I'm home alone, and since I am like prevalent online, I'll be like, oh my God, everybody hates me, even though no one has ever said that ever. Like, still I'll be in my head like, people are watching my stuff and making fun of me, and it's like, okay, who cares if they are, stop it. Sometimes I'll have like a pity party for a second, and then I'll be like, no, quit it, stop it, get out of that headspace. But I find when I am in that headspace, when I'm in public and I'm feeling insecure and I feel like everybody's looking at me even though they're not, or like online, I feel like everybody's making fun of me even though they're not, it's because I'm doing that to myself. We are our own biggest bullies. We know our insecurities. We know what makes us insecure. We know how to talk down to ourselves better than anybody else, because guess what? We know ourselves better than anybody else. Okay, the same thing that someone said in 7th grade that hurt you once, you're going to keep saying to yourself over and over and over again and believing that it's true even though it's not. All right, so you have to stop bullying yourself. I think a lot of the times we just bully ourselves to the point where we become so insecure that then we assume everybody else around us is doing the same thing to us, when in reality, babe, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Okay, so number 1, you gotta stop bullying yourself. And when you're in those moments, you gotta catch yourself and go, damn, I'm bullying myself, I gotta stop. I can't bully myself. Or the same way you would like stop a bully by being like, you're mean, you're awful, you're being horrible. You kind of have to say that to yourself a little bit. Like, stop. Like, why am I saying this to myself? Like, why am I bullying myself? Catch yourself in the moment. And then the thing about insecurity or not being confident is that we always have the opportunity to grow. Every day's a new opportunity. You can always get cooler. You can. If you're cool enough how you are, I love that. That's fantastic. Love security. But the insecurity, the instability comes from your truly, honestly, your desire to grow, your desire to be someone else in a healthy way, you know, like wanting to change, wanting to develop, wanting to get new habits, wanting to get new hobbies, wanting to get a new look, a new style, a new thing, whatever it is. That's where the insecurity stems from. And I love that I've been in a flow state of like talking about transmuting energy, because I think a lot of our negative feelings or transmitting emotions, negative emotions, are truly at the end of the day positive emotions. We just get them really fucked up and confused in our head due to our unstable thinking patterns. So I do think that a lot of like the insecurity, instability, lack of confidence is really your just desire to grow. Okay, when I'm feeling the most insecure, the most unstable, not myself, it's because, well, either A, I stopped doing what works for me, such as like taking care of myself, eating healthy, working out, moving my body, things like that. I've stopped doing that, and thus I've gotten out of routine, and the things that are good for me are not happening, and thus I don't feel good. Or I'm in a new place where I've been doing those things, and now it's time to add on. It's time to I've just built another cocoon around myself, and now it's time to emerge again as a beautiful butterfly, which includes trying new things, wearing new outfits, testing your limits a little bit, picking up a new hobby, that cool girl that you imagine in your head, becoming her. You always have an opportunity to become that cool girl. You can start over today and become her. Absolutely, 100%. I truly believe that, because like I think about younger Hannah, who was, oh my God, mind-numbingly insecure, to the point where I would be like counting freckles on my body because I'd be like so insecure about them, or like over analyzing myself to the point where I'm like turning to stone and like just afraid to do anything, couldn't go out in public, agoraphobia, all the things. It is like, it breaks my heart to think about that, because it's like, oh, it's just such a hard place to be. But I imagine her looking at me now, and it's like, wow, I never thought I could get here. I never thought I'd be who I am, and I love who I am. I'm so proud of growing to this point. And of course, there's more to grow too. I know I'm only going to get hotter and cooler and sexier and smarter, and that's like the beauty of life. But also, it took me going, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of bullying myself. I'm tired of feeling like completely frozen in time. I'm tired of hating myself. Why don't I talk about rock bottom, having no choice but to look up because the probability of it going correct is way higher? Why don't I just try doing something that I want to do? Why don't I just try putting on that outfit that I'm too scared to put on? Why don't I just try going out and getting some yummy food? Why don't I just try yoga? Why don't I just try horseback riding? Why don't I try transforming into that hot, cool girl that I could be, instead of holding myself at this level that I know is uncomfortable, that I know I hate, that I know I feel insecure in? It really is just like, sometimes you just get fed up with yourself and you go, I'm tired of the bullying. I'm tired of being sad all the time. I'm tired of being angry at myself. Let's transform. Let's grow. Let's get those wings fluttering and flying. Let's get out of that cocoon. Okay. Let's become who we've always wanted to be. It's always an option. But yes, I know that's like my first kind of like trigger. I know when I feel like there's eyes on me all the time, or I feel like other people hate me. That's like when I know, oh my God, I'm getting to a place where I'm feeling a little bit insecure. And why? Then I can figure out the why, the how, the what to fix. But that is a big telltale sign, because you shouldn't feel that way. And if people are, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Truly. Once you're secure in yourself, you'll realize, damn, that really does not matter. Like, if people want to make fun of me online, damn, how miserable do they have to be? Also, go ahead, because it just adds more money to my bank account. And also, at the end of the day, like, I'm a good person. I know I'm a good person. I don't think I could get to the level of, like, noticeability that, like, people who are, like, famous are, because that's just, like, too much for me. But I'm very happy with where I am now and my presence on the internet, and just, like, living and learning and enjoying life. Because if someone doesn't like me, that's okay. That just means I'm not their cup of tea. But also, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm not trying to be. Once again, too nice. You don't have to be that nice. It's okay if somebody doesn't like you. It's okay if you're being looked at in public. Those people are miserable and ugly and dumb and stupid. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. You should feel comfortable in yourself. If you don't feel comfortable in yourself, there's always room to grow and change. Imagine a dream hot baddie, okay, in front of you. Who are they? What do they look like? How do they present themselves? What do they do? Now, take on one of those characteristics that you can easily achieve. Maybe it's simply just like doing your hair, or fun makeup, or a cute outfit, or like a personality trait. Maybe they're more outgoing. Maybe you start talking to people in public a little bit. Maybe they're doing this hobby. Maybe whatever it is, start with something small and then slowly add on. You'll get out of that place, I promise you. It's okay. We all get insecure. It's human. It's human to get insecure. I fear that is the curse of sentience, babe. The older I get, the more I go, damn, we are not meant to think that much. I got too much free time. I am not supposed to be thinking this much specifically about ourselves. Think about it. Cavemen, it'd be like wake up, food, fuck, shelter, sleep long time. Like, that's how it would be, because oh my God, there's so much to do. Survival. They're not thinking, oh my God, is that cave woman looking at me wrong? It's like, we got too much time to think. And I do appreciate being so busy, because it's made me think a little bit less, but I have to keep myself busy so the demons don't get me. You know what I mean? Talk about your top pet peeves. Ooh, what are my top pet peeves? Okay, let's be honest. I don't like burping. I don't like farting. I'm not a hee hee ha ha fart louder kind of girl. I don't like it. It grosses me out. I didn't grow up. Actually, I did grow up around someone who burped and fart, and it was my older brother. And it'd be like him burping and farting in my face. And I'm like, ugh, I don't need that. Hate it. Especially if I'm in public and I don't know you and you're burping and farting. Ew, please get the smells, get the noises away from me. I can't do it. Doesn't mean you have to change. Feel free to burp and fart in public, but I will side eye you. Next, not holding the door for people. I find that strange and odd. When I am walking into a building and there is a person behind me, I don't care who they are, I'm holding that door open. Maybe it's the Midwest in me, where it's like the sensibility of people around you. Bitch, I was driving to horseback riding this morning, and there was a 400-pound shirtless man, long ass beard, flying down the road on an ATV. You would think he's probably the meanest person alive. He still raised his hand and waved at me. It's like the Midwest, like, neighbor charm, where like everybody's waving at each other, everybody's saying hello, everybody's giving a smile, everybody's holding the door. When someone doesn't hold the door for me, I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck? And also, it's just like a little thing to kind of like show respect, show appreciation to people around you. I love a hold the door. And also, like, I'm not really going to judge you if you don't. It's just kind of like a, huh? You know, I'll always at least hold the door for other people. If you are rude to customer service workers, I think you should be put in jail. I'm just kidding. I'm not pro jail, that's for sure. But if you are rude to service workers, I don't care. I don't care how long your food's taking. I don't care how fast you need to be out of there. I don't care what you're going through. There is a retail service, anybody in a position of customer service. You could be a like someone at the front desk of an office, of a doctor's building, even a doctor, a nurse, and it's if you are somebody who is working with the public, general public, they need to be nice to you. And if they're not nice to you, I'm quick to speak up about it. I'm a Karen, but for good reasons. Like if I'm in line somewhere and someone's cussing out like a service worker, I am very quick to step in because I understand what it's like to be in that position where you can't say anything because you might lose your job. And also, I'm a little confrontational in that way. I think it's probably my biggest pet peeve. And also the biggest sign that that person is like evil and horrible and awful. If you're going on a first date, I also love a first date that's in like a public setting, especially a restaurant, because you want to judge their character in about 2 hours. See how they treat the waitress. See how they tip the waitress. See how they're able to communicate. See if they talk shit while you're sitting at the table. All right. There's a way you can speak up for yourself that is kind, compassionate, caring. If your food's taking too long, there's a nice way to wave down the waiter and be like, hey, just checking in. I understand you guys are busy, but like, can we make sure that order was in? We're not in a rush, but I'm just like double checking with you. It's okay. Just like, let me just test the waters. Let me see what's going on. You know, there's a way you can handle it that is mature, responsible, kind, and compassionate. And if you are not mature, responsible, kind, or compassionate, red flag, massive red flag. Some people go out to experience and some people go out to be served. I don't like people who need to be served all the time because you will become a servant. That's why it's a great like tester feeler, especially for a first date. Go out to a restaurant, see how they treat wait staff. What else? I don't know. I really don't have a lot of pet peeves. Oh, bad drivers. And I don't mean slow drivers. I mean aggressive, angry drivers. People who do not treat cars as if they're 5,000-pound metal caskets. As someone who has almost died many times in car accidents that were not my fault, when people are irresponsible on the roads, causing hazards, drag racing down the street, I don't give a fuck what it is. If you are irresponsible in a car, license should be taken away immediately. I do not fuck around with that because literally someone has almost killed me with their car, and after that I'm like, I do not have space or time or energy for anybody who is going to put someone else's life at risk, especially in a vehicle. I do not like that at all. That is a massive pet peeve. Angry drivers, pet peeve. And any sort of like unsafe driver, not good at all. That's about it. I don't know. I don't care how you dress. I don't care who you are, how you present yourself. As long as you're kind and nice and compassionate and aware of the people around you and try and stay as safe as possible, then like love it. Fantastic. It's the people who are selfish, self-centered, angry, upset, taking their hatred on themselves out at the world that I'm like, now that's a pet peeve. That's a pet peeve for me. I love that some people will be like, my pet peeve is if someone's shoes don't match their outfit. Like, what, bitch? That's just a weird thing to pay attention to. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to what matters. Japan recommendations. I will be in Tokyo soon. Oh my God, every single day. I'm that annoying bitch that went out of the country and goes, well, in Japan, they do this. It's like, yeah, bitch, we know. I love Japan. Loved it. Am I currently looking at more flights to Japan? Yes, absolutely. I would go back in a heartbeat. As somebody who like loves rules and knowing things and regulations, Japan was fantastic for me. It treated me so incredibly well. If I'm going to give anybody, and this is outside of Japan, this is just travel recommendations, because I became kind of like a freak, and not in a good way. I became like an OCD hyper vigilant freak, and that kind of transferred over into my vacations. And vacations are supposed to be like chill time, like relax and explore. And since it was a different country, I was really planning ahead and organizing the days really strictly. Like, we got to get up, we got to do this, we got to take the train here, then we have an appointment here, and then we got to go to dinner here, and this and that. It's good for a couple days, but also, no matter where you're going, whether it's a different city, a different state, a different country, for however many days you have, give one of those days absolutely nothing. Schedule nothing and make it an explore day. You need at least one of those days. Especially in a different country where there's so much you want to do, you, on that intense itinerary, will not be able to get everything done that day. And you can kind of transfer it to your free day. Well, I really wanted to try this restaurant. I didn't get a chance to. That's okay. We have a free day. I'll go there. You have to be flexible. And I found that free days are the days where I discover the most fun things. I get lost a little bit, which is a great way to discover more about yourself and a city around you. I try new things I never would have tried, and I explore more than I ever would have in my intense itinerary. I'm planning my birthday trip, and this was something that I did differently for my birthday trip coming up in June. I'm going to California. Yes, of course, Cali girl. Hey, we're going to the Redwoods. I cannot wait. But we're doing like half in LA and half in the Redwoods, and I'm giving one day in LA where it's just explore, have fun, just get lost. And I'm giving one day in the Redwoods where we just explore, have fun, get lost, because those are the most fun days. So if I can give you any recommendation for any sort of travel anywhere you go, and especially in Japan, have at least one day where you can just run and do anything and get lost and discover random things and just enjoy your time, because that's when you'll have the most fun. Not on those intense itinerary packed days, on the days where you have opportunity to go and do anything you want. I love Japan though. It was so incredibly fun. And yes, I think about going back every single day. It was just so nice. People there, the food, the environment, the things to do, the landscape, the temples. It was just 10 out of 10. But I love you. Have so much fun, babe. Someone asked, what inspired you to start a podcast / become an influencer? Well, it all started when my mom bought me the influencer wooden block kit with its own wooden block camera and LED light. No, I'm just kidding. But I was shopping for my niece and nephew at Target the other day, and I saw that, and I was like, now that's brain rot central. Buying your 2-year-old, the ages were like 2 to 8, buying your 2 to 8-year-old an wooden block influencer kit. Please get them on the ABCs, not the influencer kit. I'm begging you. Your baby can't read, okay? It does not need a wooden camera. Next, just kidding. I did not think I would be here. Did not think I would be here. I didn't really know what I was going to do. It definitely, for how insecure and sad and horrible and awful I was to myself, I did not ever envision myself being in the public at all. I always envisioned myself alone in the woods painting or something, which I mean, still would love to do professionally. But I definitely hit a point where I was just like so isolated, so alone, so lonely, that I felt like I was the saddest girl in the world, the most depressed girl in the world, the most hated, the most evil, the most awful girl in the world. Then I got admitted with everybody else who thinks that way, and I was like, damn, I wish someone would have told me that, like, getting to this point is, you know, it's not normal, but it happens, and that's okay, and you can come out of it. No one ever told me that, and I was like, well, number one, you should have told me that. I wouldn't have gotten this far deep and down and dark and held myself here for so long. I probably would have gotten help faster. And so, I mean, I was really young at that age when it happened, but I kind of had ups and downs and ups and downs. And then I got to a point where I was committed to sharing, just like randomly during COVID, my growth and my just trying to bring light and inspiration to everybody's life. And that has somehow spiraled into just like talking about life, talking about my experiences. And there's only so much, obviously, you can share on TikTok, because it's like I'm just having a silly little fun time here. And I really wanted to like talk more at length and kind of get a little bit more intellectual about it. And so I said, fuck it. I just started a podcast. I really just like randomly started. And it started with me recording 1 to 2 hour long notes app like, if you listen to some of the OG episodes, which are all up, okay, on Spotify, I think they're only on Spotify, the original ones. Everything else is everywhere, but the original ones on Spotify, I think it's like first Q&A. I'm recording that in my notes app and then just like immediately uploading on Spotify. So there was no rhyme or reason or anything, but people have been asking for it. People wanted to kind of like hear my perspective on things. And so I started. I said, fuck it. Once again, dark place. What do I have to lose? Let's do it. And then I just didn't stop. I didn't stop. I think there's something, I don't really care about the money. I don't care about the notoriety. All I care about notoriety wise is that if there is one individual that is sad or lonely or feels like the only person in the world to be going through this, they listen and they either have a laugh, it brightens their day, or they realize, wow, what I'm going through, I can get through, I can grow from, and I can become everything I ever wanted. Because I was never told that. I was never offered that. I was never encouraged to do so. And I had to find it within myself to do so. And that was so incredibly hard. And I mean, I literally almost died from it. So I really want to put the word out there with people that it's like, you can do anything you set your mind to. Even on your deepest, darkest days, there's always light to find. If you need help, it is so worth getting. And, you know, understanding your mental health, understanding your emotions is a strength. Understanding yourself is a strength. There's always more to learn and to grow and to change and to do. And there's always an opportunity to become everything you've ever wanted. I don't know why I was never told that ever in my life, but I needed to hear that and I didn't. So every opportunity I can have to put that out there to the universe, or even if I just have one person hear that, then my day is made. That's all I care about. I feel like people get into the influencer realm, the social media, the podcast realm to like, I don't know, it's like an ego thing. They want eyes on them. They want the fame for the ego, to feed their ego, to feed like that negative part of their soul. And it's like, I don't really care about that. It really is just like, I want people to be their best selves. And if that means me getting on this podcast and talking about your bush cut and also like how to get from rock bottom to a good place, then I'm happy to do so. And as long as I can make you laugh or, you know, give you something to look forward to, then I have done my due diligence. So yeah, it's kind of how I got here. It's very random. I just kind of never stopped yapping online, and now here I am. Twice a week if you join the Patreon. Would love to have you. Oh, with that being said, I love you guys so very much. Thank you for being here, and also so beautiful. You guys have the best energy and the best souls. If you want to see more from me, I mean, I gave you the rundown at the beginning, but if you want to join the Patreon and support me, that would mean the world. Patreon.com/smokesesshotty. If you want to watch the vlogs, at Hannah Marlene 444 on YouTube, and stay tuned for the special 420 drop, okay, on Instagram, where you can also submit your questions and call-ins. If you can't submit a call-in, you go to submit a voice message. Just let me know. The people who have submitted know that they'll be like, help, I can't. And then I'll respond, and then you'll be able to. I have to let you into like my general DMs or something. I don't know. It's weird. I'm working on a voicemail. I need Google to approve me. So we're getting there. But follow me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. And with that being said, stay sane, stay sexy, and I'll see you all so soon. Mwah.